So good afternoon, everyone. I think we had a delicious lunch, and now we have a very important session. The first two faculties touch upon few case laws, but now our next faculty would speak about the recent judicial judgments as well as the art of drafting in GSTAT era. And we have a personality like Avinash Poddar sir, who would be taking us through this session. So I'll briefly introduce sir. He is an advocate as well as a chartered accountant and having an experience of almost 26 years. And initial 17 years he was practicing as a chartered accountant, and then he is practicing as a legal professional. And he specializes in indirect taxes, GST, customs, excise, service tax, as well as direct tax, PMLA, Bellamy law, corporate law, RERA. I think जितने subject बोले कम है. So he is practicing all of that. He has argued around 2500 plus matters before the Supreme Court, High Court, NCLT, and various tribunals. A prolific author of 20 plus books and a regular speaker at national and international forums. He is also a founder and managing partner of Ashwa Legal Advisors LLP, widely recognized for his expertise in litigation and taxation. With huge round of applause, let us welcome Avinash Poddar sir. I would request dignitaries on the dais as well as Vishan Bhai to join us in presenting a memento to sir. So we have three very important sessions back to back, and I think we'll go one by one without any breaks. So sir, you can take charge of session.
No, nothing. Hello. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. A post-lunch session, that too on GST, not on AI. It's a big challenge. Because now, recently I have observed that the GST sessions are no more as charming as the AI sessions. On the contrary, I personally believe that unless we are having the technical knowledge of the subject, even the AI will not be helpful to us to a large extent when it comes to the complicated issues. Anyways, let me first thank at the outset the WRC for giving me this opportunity, wonderful opportunity on this wonderful day full of rains. I would like to specifically thank the Honorable Chairman for coordinating and making me or assuring that I am there in the session. I thank Bishan Bhai for always being there with me, Rikin Bhai, the entire WRC. I am extremely honored and overwhelmed that the senior in the profession, Sunil sir, is there. दिलीप सर इज देयर, नितिन भाई इज देयर. सर मैं आप लोगों से बहुत जूनियर हूँ, अगर कुछ गलती हो जाए तो प्लीज़ स्पेयर मी आउट. अभी आदत पड़ गया है सर डेली सॉरी बोलने का कोर्ट में. तो आई कंसिडर्ड everyone who is available here as a judge. Obviously Nilesh भाई, sorry. हम पहले नहीं मिले तो that acquaintance is not there. Anyways, the topic which is given to me is landmark GST judgments and the art of drafting in GST era, not in G state. Because when it comes to G state, the entire discussion will change. But when it comes to GST, there are a lot of things which I can take liberty of. Now, when it comes to landmark judgments, पहले बिमल जी ने बोला, बाद में जतिन भाई ने बोला, और जतिन भाई ने बोला कि मलाई तो सारी बिमल जी ने ले ली, मैं छाछ रह गया. अभी मुझे ये नहीं समझ में आ रहा है मैं क्या बोलूँ, मेरे पास तो छाछ भी नहीं बचा. He has covered everything. But to be very honest, we are used to face such kind of situations. We are used to face such kinds of situations whenever we are in court, whenever we are amongst the sessions, because this overlapping happens. So therefore, we have to change and accommodate accordingly. I have pointed out some of the judgments, which I'll try to touch upon, which has initiated from 2021 till 2026. Some of the jurisprudence in GST, I'm not going to deal the jurisprudence of the past laws, but yes, I can certainly deal, or I'll take that liberty to deal with some of the issues which are pending before the Apex Court and which can be a good jurisprudence in the times to come. So I'll take that liberty, although the matters which are sub judice, we as a advocate are never discussing that, but we can certainly discuss what has happened in the High Court and how it is happening in the Supreme Court. That is only we'll be discussing. We'll not be going further. Now, as we all are aware that the entire GST law, over and above the Act, rules, notifications, circulars, trade notices, WhatsApp, this law has evolved on WhatsApp, unlike the other laws. But most importantly, this law is evolving in courts. And to be very precise, unfortunately, this law is evolving in courts. Because it was expected that so many of the litigations will not be there in GST. Unfortunately, anything and everything that is written under GST is litigative. We can have a issue, we can have a discussion, lot of discussions. COA section 74 was there when Jatin Bhai was discussing. There are a lot of points which can be noted and which can be argued on both ways. 10 मिनट और बोल सकता हूँ या 10 मिनट पहले मैंने बोल दिया था, दोनों का इंटरप्रिटेशन का फर्क. Bishan Bhai has already informed 20 minutes ago that was the interpretational issue, correct? So I'll deal with not the citation, I'll deal with not the particular judgment. I'll try to deal with the ratio in that judgment so that we all are at the same pace and try to understand what the issue was all about. I'll start with one of the landmark judgment, which was Mohit Minerals, and I'm sure that was not discussed. See, please understand, there is always a fight what a constitutional court under Article 226 can adjudicate and what cannot be adjudicated. Jatin Bhai was discussing about the Whirlpool Corporation, then Godrej. So I'll come to that what as a chartered accountant, what as an advocate, we must remember before deciding whether we should exercise a writ remedy or an alternate remedy available in the statute. But before that, Mohit Minerals is one of the wonderful judgment which clearly distinguishes between the decision of the same Apex Court in VKC Footsteps vis-a-vis Mohit Minerals. What was the issue in VKC Footsteps vis-a-vis Mohit Minerals? The issue was, if I have to narrate in brief, the issue was like this. In VKC Footsteps, Rule 89 Sub-Rule 5 was challenged, wherein we were demanding, and I'm extremely proud that thankfully both these matters have traveled to Supreme Court from Gujarat High Court, and I was part of both the matters. So therefore I can deal with that threadbare. So what has happened in 89.5, we said that the ITC refund should not be limited only to inputs. It should be limited, it should also extend to input services. That was the argument. A lot of arguments have taken place. Gujarat High Court has given in favor that there cannot be a narrowed reading of the law. It has to be read in the true perspective. But the Honorable Apex Court has said that since this is a procedure and this is the law made, wherein we are arguing Section 54, subsection 3 to be precise, because Section 54, subsection 3, virus was also challenged before VKC Footsteps. So the Honorable Apex Court said that we will not go into the law-making process. That is not our job. Our job is to interpret whether there is any anomaly in the law or not. And we find that there is no anomaly in the law, and therefore input is the only component which is to be refunded back, and which includes only goods, it does not include services. But we certainly appreciate that there seems to be an anomaly in the formula which is let down, because the numerator and denominator were both contradictory to each other. So therefore the Honorable Apex Court has directed, rather requested the GST Council to consider this anomaly and try to rectify the formula, which was finally rectified by the GST Council. This we all are aware of. I'm not sure what was discussed by Bimalji. I will now come to Mohit Minerals. So therefore the ratio, if I have to share in sum and substance, the ratio was like this, that 89.5 is constitutionally valid, but there seems to be an anomaly in the law which has to be rectified, or which shall be rectified by the GST Council, considering our request. At the same time, it was also said that vested right is not refund. You cannot have a right of refund as a vested right. Now, when Mohit Minerals was being argued, Mohit Minerals was on a matter of ocean freight, the leviability on tax on the ocean freights. The Honorable Apex Court was trying to examine the notification and the applicability of that notification, also the validity of the notification. So therefore, the Honorable Apex Court at the concluding para, you read the entire judgment of Mohit Minerals, sir. Last के 2 पैरा को छोड़ के बाकी के जितने भी पैरा है, you will feel that the matter is going against us. This is drafted, the judgment was authored in such a way. But finally what they have concluded, and that is something which I wanted to share with all of you, and that is important. Courts does not interfere in the policy making. Courts will never enter into the shoes of the law making. But court can certainly look into the interpretational issue. At the same time, in VKC, the Honorable Apex Court has decided that whatever GST Council will recommend is binding on the states to follow. I hope you are getting the point. Whereas in Mohit Minerals, the same Apex Court has held that even after the recommendation of the council, if it is belonging to, or if the amendment is qua the notification or qua the rules, then certainly the court can intervene and the rules can be declared as ultra vires. So therefore they have struck down the notification. So point is what? Point is that while deciding whether we should go for a writ or not, we need to first find out whether there is an anomaly, whether that anomaly is in law, qua constitution, or whether there is an anomaly in provision qua GST law. If it is qua constitution, things are extremely difficult to get it struck down. It may be read down, but it will not be struck down. So therefore look into that. But on the contrary, if it is rule, if it is a notification, if it is some circular, then certainly you can go and challenge that before the courts under Article 226. With this, let me share one another thing. Courts will always harp upon that since you have an alternate remedy, why don't you go to the alternate remedy? Why you are coming before this court? So remember one thing, sir. I'll go into that Whirlpool also, I'll go into commercial steel, everything. But one thing to be remembered is, unless we challenge the law, we have to follow the law. So therefore, if you feel that the law is incorrect, if you feel that the procedure let down, if the rule is let down or the notification is incorrect or is contrary to what the law says, then in that case, you have only one remedy, that is writ court under Article 226, if you want to challenge it. If you want to follow it, then in that case, you will have to go for the alternate remedy available in the scheme of law, which is going for the appeal. Another landmark judgment, see my time is reduced, so therefore my speed has to increase. Because calories तो उतनी burn करनी है जितना बोला, जितना decide किया था. तो calorie burn करने का 2 तरीका है, या तो मैं थोड़ा slow चल के उतने लंबे समय चलूँ, या फिर थोड़ा fast चल के समय कम करूँ. So in either ways, I have been given and I have been asked to pay. I used to play Ranji Trophy for my state. सो हम खेलते थे तो 60 ओवर का मैच हुआ करता था उस समय, वो रिड्यूस होते होते 20 ओवर हो गया, अभी रिड्यूस होते होते 10 ओवर हो गया. So I'll be playing for 10 overs only. So please be with me. Whatever queries you have, you can ask those queries. That's not an issue. But I'll have to curtail something in my discussion. Some of the judgments I'll try to curtail, and some of the judgments I'll try to add. So next landmark judgment, which I believe is a landmark, is Bharti Airtel Limited, wherein forget about 926 crores refund, which Delhi High Court has said that yes, you can amend the law, amend the returns and get the refund. I'll not go into that. The principle which is let down in that is like this, which you can argue in 16 clause 4. That primary is the books of accounts. Then comes returns, then comes compliances, whatever is the procedure or whatever is the law. Primary is your books of accounts, and therefore, if you have availed the credit in your books of accounts well before time, which has been audited by a chartered accountant or a return has been filed, qua that books of accounts, which is not rejected by the authorities, in that case you can rely upon your books of accounts, and 16(4) restriction will not be applicable because you have already availed the input tax credit in your books of accounts, which is not disputed by the departmental authorities. That is what is the principle which is let down. One of the arguments, one of the judgment, one of the principles which has been let down in Bharti Airtel Limited. There is another limb of this, and that limb is, why do you want to amend the returns? Merely because GST 2B was not there and you could not see the credits. Sir, this is your primary responsibility to maintain your books of accounts. So where is the question of amending the returns now? That is on what basis the entire judgment has come against us. The Delhi High Court was reversed by the Honorable Apex Court on this basis. Ki, sir, you have to prepare your books of accounts. GSTR 2B, government is giving only for the purpose of facilitating you. It is not the law. Law is that you need to prepare your books of accounts. Since you faulted in preparing your books of accounts, there is no question of refunding 926 crores that you have paid extra. आप आगे use कर लीजिए उसको. I hope you all are getting the point. Yes or no? Next, कितने लोग यहाँ पे ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने कभी बैंक अटैचमेंट फेस किया हो, प्रॉपर्टी अटैचमेंट फेस किया हो, ब्लॉक किया हो, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक क्रेडिट लेजर उसको फेस किया हो? ऐसा कोई है यहाँ? जो नहीं है वो तो बहुत ही लकी है जिसने नहीं फेस किया है. Either he is not practicing GST or GST department has immuned him or his clients. So उसके लिए एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट जजमेंट है which we should have, रादर मैं बोलूँगा कि उसको हमें अपने, जैसे लॉ कैसे होता है, इम्बाइब हो जाता है. A chartered accountant always has a imbibing of the law. So you should imbibe when you are practicing as a chartered accountant and you are willing to practice in the litigation field. That is Radhakrishna Industries. What was the question before the Honorable Apex Court? It gives answer to the alternate remedy. First question was, how a bank account or an asset of the person can be attached. Go back to section 83. What does 83 says? That when any proceedings are initiated under chapter so and so, so and so, so and so, and the commissioner is of the opinion that it is necessary to protect the interest of revenue, he may, by an order, attach the property including bank account. That is the provision, right? So what is important here, which has been dealt by Radhakrishna Industries? The importance is of opinion to be framed by the commissioner. So that opinion cannot be verbal, that opinion cannot be oral. Opinion को हम different अपनी language में जो हम बोलते हैं, that is subjective satisfaction must be recorded first. I am repeating it again. Whenever you want to attach my bank account, whenever you want to attach my property, whenever you want to attach my electronic credit ledger or block my electronic credit ledger under Rule 86 capital A, you will have to first record the reasons that why you want to do that. That is framing of an opinion. And that opinion need not be only in writing, but also it should be a subjective satisfaction that without attaching this bank account, without blocking the input tax credit, without attaching the property, we will lose the revenue. Tomorrow he may flee away, he may fly away, he may go. So therefore, it is necessary and expedient that we need to attach the property, bank account, electronic credit ledger. So आप जितने भी आप cases देखेंगे sir, you will have to first dig down, look into whether there was satisfaction, subjective satisfaction or not. If there was no subjective satisfaction, then in that case, sir, you have a very good case. You can simply say that it is in complete violation of what the principle has been laid down by the Honorable Apex Court in Radha Krishna Industries. Because Radha Krishna Industries में clear cut बोला गया है subjective satisfaction के बिना आप proceed नहीं कर सकते. I think if I am not wrong, that is para 72. You will have to record it. You cannot take the liberty of not recording it. So that was in brief the Radha Krishna Industries. Safari retreat has already been discussed, so I'll not go into that. Next is Radhika Agrawal, another landmark judgment. हम लड़ते थे सर, बहुत सारे कोर्ट्स में हम लोगों ने पिटिशंस डाली, बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट, नागपुर बेंच ऑफ बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट, गुजरात हाई कोर्ट, दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट, पंजाब एंड हरियाणा. Everywhere we filed petitions and we were arguing that the power of arrest is ultra vires the law. These officers cannot have the power of arrest. There were a lot of arguments, a lot of grounds that we were prepared for that, a lot of research was done. But finally what happened? In Radhika Agrawal, the Honorable Apex Court clearly said that no, power of arrest is not ultra vires. It is intra vires. But there will be a procedure, a safeguard given to all the assessees, all the taxpayers, which has to be followed by the department, and then the power of arrest can be exercised. So, important principle which has been laid down is that the legislative competence cannot be challenged under 246 capital A, and therefore the power of arrest is absolutely valid. So, question ये आता है कि अब हम क्या करें? अगर पावर ऑफ अरेस्ट वैलिड है तब तो कभी भी आएंगे 5 करोड़ से ऊपर की लाइबिलिटी दिखाएंगे, आपको अरेस्ट कर लेंगे. उसमें एक प्रिंसिपल ले डाउन किया है जो आपको पता होना चाहिए, ध्यान होना चाहिए, और ये मैं प्रिज्यूम करता हूं कि आपको ध्यान है, बट मैं आपको रिमाइंड कराने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं. एंड दैट प्रिंसिपल इज दैट arrest requires recorded credible reasons to believe, not mere suspicion. Written grounds communicated to the arrestee and directed properly that what are the reliefs which he can seek or what are the remedies that he has. Meaning thereby, अभी जैसे आते हैं और आपको पकड़ के ले जाते हैं कि 5 करोड़ से ऊपर का लाइबिलिटी हम आपको अरेस्ट कर रहे हैं. That cannot be done after Radhika Agrawal. So there has to be a proper reasons to believe. A proper reasons to believe has to be recorded. Delhi High Court, Gujarat High Court has quashed lot of arrest memos only because the reasons were not recorded after Radhika Agrawal. So properly reasons record करेंगे, उसके बाद ही arrest कर सकते हैं, so that you can go and argue that matter before the court for the bail purpose. And एक और benefit Radhika Agrawal में दिया गया है आपको, and that benefit is somewhat like this, and it's a beautiful benefit that if the officer are presuming that they are willing to arrest, then you have a remedy of going for the anticipatory bail. See, generally पहले हम क्या करते थे, even from Bombay High Court I have taken various interim orders wherein we were saying that look sir, this is an interpretational issue. And therefore, they have calculated the difference of 12%, 6%, 12%, 18%, 6% difference, and there is a turnover of 500 crores. So the amount is exceeding 5 crores. So I am having an apprehension that they may arrest me. We were going, और हम ये क्या करते थे, टैक्स बेंच के सामने करते थे. तो टैक्स बेंच हमें क्या बोलता था, no coercive recovery and no coercive action can be taken against us. Radhika Agrawal has said no, that is not permissible. If you want to have a protection of not being arrested, this is something which is very important, because हमारे पास ऐसे clients आते हैं जिनको arrest का डर लगता है. So we cannot recommend them that go before the tax bench under Article 226. We will have to now follow Radhika Agrawal. Radhika Agrawal has said that you have only one option, that you can take the protection from the anticipatory court. You will have to go to the regular courts for bail and request for an anticipatory bail. That is the only option you have after Radhika Agrawal. Next, current judgment of Gamescraft. We all are aware. बहुत सारी online companies हैं. Lot of arguments are there. Lot of people have called me. They have said कि सर ये तो गलत judgment हो गया. इतना पैसा कैसे देंगे online company वाला? I'll not go into the nitty-gritties of that, why it has been adjudicated, why it has been decided in that way. I'll simply say, even the government wants to, or rather, government do not want to promote the online activities more. So that may be one of the reasons, and because of which the Gamescraft also has been adjudicated by the Apex Court, because there also the human beings are sitting. Anyways, 2-3 more judgments, which as per me are extremely important as on today's time, and which has now reached to the Apex Court, but adjudication pending hai. Pehla judgment which I want to touch upon, again I was party to that, is Munjal Manish Bhatt. It's a beautiful judgment authored by Justice J.B. Pardiwala before he was elevated to the Supreme Court in 2023. Construction activities mein, there is a para in 11 of 2017 notification which says 1/3 deduction against the cost of land will be given and 2/3 के ऊपर आपको tax discharge करना है, correct? This we all are aware, right? Sir, जहाँ apartments हैं और undivided share of land है, वहाँ ये we can understand that presumption is okay. But when it is a city wherein we are developing or we are constructing a bungalow, we have purchased the land and constructing a bungalow. In that case, we have the value of land as a determined value to us. Yes or no? सर मुझे पता है कि 100 करोड़ की लैंड है, मुझे पता है उसके ऊपर 30 करोड़ रुपए का खर्चा होने वाला है कंस्ट्रक्शन का, बंगले बनने का. तो दैट इज द टोटल व्हाट दे वर डूइंग इज ओके, टोटल कॉस्ट इज 130 करोड़, 1/3 डिडक्शन मिलेगा आपको 40 करोड़ का, आप बाकी पे पेमेंट करिए, जीएसटी भरिए. सो इट मीन्स इनडायरेक्टली दे वर ट्राइंग टू टैक्स द लैंड, which is impermissible. Schedule 3 also does not permit that. So we went to the court. We have challenged this. And the Honorable Gujarat High Court has decided that yes, wherever, now this is the ratio. Please be with me and try to understand. आपके कंस्ट्रक्शन में जो भी डिस्प्यूट्स चल रहे होंगे उसमें काम लग सकता है जहाँ पे ये डिटर्मिनेबल वैल्यू ऑफ लैंड है. The Honorable Gujarat High Court has said, wherever the land value is determinable, the presumptive valuation cannot be made applicable. And therefore, to that extent, this calculation of 1/3 is absolutely ultra vires the law. It went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has not stayed the order. Rather, Supreme Court has said कि अगर आपने ज़्यादा पैसा कलेक्ट कर लिया है, in my example only 30 करोड़ पे GST आएगा ना, 100 करोड़ की तो लैंड है, उस पर GST नहीं आएगा, केवल 30 करोड़ पे आएगा जो कंस्ट्रक्शन है. So court said कि अगर 130 में से 40 करोड़ का डिडक्शन उन्होंने दिया और अगर आपको 70-80 करोड़ के ऊपर कलेक्शन किया तो दैट हैज़ टू बी रिफंडेड बैक, वॉट एवर एक्स्ट्रा हैज़ बीन कलेक्टेड टू बी रिफंडेड बैक. तो प्राइमरीली प्राइमा फेसी द व्यू टेकन बाय द कोर्ट वाज दैट गुजरात हाई कोर्ट इज राइट. आई होप यू ऑल आर गेटिंग दिस पॉइंट. नेक्स्ट अटैच्ड पॉइंट इज प्लॉट्स. दैट वाज देयर वर 3 मैटर्स इन मुंजाल मनीष भट्ट. वन वाज मुंजाल मनीष भट्ट, द अटैच्ड मैटर वाज कर्मा बिल्डकॉन, एंड थर्ड वाज दीपेश नायक. Dipesh Naik was on plotting. Whenever there is a plotting project, there is always a mandate कि आपको ये मिनिमम कंस्ट्रक्शन करके देना पड़ेगा, क्लब हाउस बनाना पड़ेगा, लेइंग आपको रोड्स बनानी पड़ेंगी, आपको अंडर वाटर ड्रेनेज बनाना पड़ेगा. सो डिपार्टमेंट वाज सेइंग 100 करोड़ का प्लॉटिंग का प्रोजेक्ट है, उस पर 20 करोड़ का कंस्ट्रक्शन है, तो 120 करोड़ पे आपको टैक्स भरना पड़ेगा आफ्टर डिडक्टिंग 1/3. सो दैट ऑल्सो बी चैलेंज्ड. That what is the intention? Intention is to purchase plot, not to have construction on that. And for plotting of the project, they have to construct minimum amenities which is mandatory as per the plan passing authorities, not as per the willingness of the buyer or the seller. So this also the Honorable Gujarat High Court has dealt with it, and they have said nahi, plotting pe koi tax nahi lagega. After that there was a GST council meeting wherein they have agreed to this and they have come out with a clarification that नहीं लगेगा. नेक्स्ट एक और जजमेंट है जो आपके यहाँ पे हिट हो रहा है और गुजरात का आ चुका है, नागपुर बेंच का भी आ चुका है, दैट इज GIDC, लीज होल्ड राइट्स ट्रांसमिशन और असाइनमेंट. बहुत बड़ा इशू है सर. सो गुजरात चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स एंड इंडस्ट्रीज हैव बीन डिसाइडेड बाय द ऑनरेबल गुजरात हाई कोर्ट फर्स्ट, wherein ऑनरेबल गुजरात हाई कोर्ट has said कि there is no supply involved into this. This is purely in the nature of an immoral property, so therefore tax cannot be levied. Primarily ये उनका ratio है. It was followed by the Nagpur bench of Bombay High Court. Now Bombay High Court is again listening, is I think 23rd or 27th of July, we are going to argue this matter before the Honorable Bombay High Court in the principal bench. This matter also went to the Apex Court. And Apex Court has not stayed. Rather, in Nagpur bench, this matter was dismissed. The SLP was dismissed by the Apex Court. So this is the second decision which I wanted to share. Third is again very interesting. Again, I had the privilege of arguing it before Goa bench of Bombay High Court, which was transfer of credits in the case of amalgamation or demergers. Goa High Court has said there is no restriction of transfer of credits from one state to another. सर ये बहुत बड़ा इशू है. इनफैक्ट आप जो होटल में यहाँ रह रहे हैं और आप गुजरात से और आपको क्रेडिट नहीं मिल रहा है, इवन दैट कैन बी डेवलप्ड, दैट आर्ग्यूमेंट कैन बी डेवलप्ड एंड वी कैन आर्ग्यू दैट ऑल्सो इन द कोर्ट्स ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दिस जजमेंट. So that judgment was Umicor. In Umicor, the Honorable Goa bench of Bombay High Court has said, nothing doing. Section 18 clause 3 has no bar. आपका अगर गोवा का और दिल्ली में अगर मर्जर हो रहा है तो डू वी हैव एनी रिस्ट्रिक्शन इन लॉ और कैन वी रिस्ट्रिक्ट इन, कैन वी inform the businessman to take decisions on the basis of the law, or the law has to be as on the basis of the business jurisprudence. So therefore they have said कि भले ही दिल्ली वाला बॉम्बे में मर्ज हो रहा है, दिल्ली वाले के पास क्रेडिट था, मर्ज कंपनी बॉम्बे में, the entire credit should come to Bombay. That is Umicor. Again this matter went to the Supreme Court. Again Supreme Court has not stayed this matter and they are on the verge of giving a judgment, although the final arguments are pending, so I will not deal with that. Now let us try to come and have a discussion, a brief discussion on what all judgments you must remember while deciding that whether you should go for a writ petition or you should go for a alternate remedy available in the law. First is Commercial Steel Limited, Whirlpool Limited, Commercial Steel Limited, all are same. Unless you are able to, अच्छा, एक judgment which clicked just now. This is a beautiful judgment, you can note it down क्योंकि काफ़ी लोगों में से काफ़ी लोगों की queries होगी कि सर हमारा first appeal has been dismissed because of the delay in filing limitation. क्या ट्राइब्यूनल उसको कर सकता है? ऐसा है किसी का कि ऑर्डर अपलोड हो गया था, मालूम नहीं था, 6 महीने निकल गए, बाद में मालूम पड़ा रिकवरी आया तो फिर आपने अपील फाइल किया, वो अपील डिसमिस हो गया ऑन लिमिटेशन. सो आई विल गिव एन आंसर टू दैट. गुजरात हाई कोर्ट हैज गिवन एन आंसर टू दैट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस व्हिच वाज ऑलरेडी देयर. सो वो जजमेंट मुझे भी ध्यान में है तो आई एम शेयरिंग दैट. प्लीज नोट इट डाउन. अग्रवाल एंटरप्राइजेस. Agrawal Enterprises, the recent judgment of Gujarat High Court, wherein the Gujarat High Court has clearly laid down the principle and followed Singh Enterprises of Supreme Court. Question was, what was the question before the court? The question before the court was that do the High Court in Article 226, try to understand this because ये आपके काफ़ी questions का answer देगा और आई एम सॉरी वो आंसर नेगेटिव होगा. सो मुझे यहाँ से वापस जाना है लेकिन मैं जो सच है वो बोल के जाऊँगा. क्वेश्चन बिफोर द कोर्ट वाज लाइक दिस. डज आर्टिकल 226 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया empowers the high courts to condone the delay which is not condonable in the statute? Prima facie, the answer is yes, because Article 226 is very broad. What cannot be done on this earth can be done by Article 226. जो Constitution permit करता है, High Court judge can do it. But when it comes to the statutory powers, when it comes to taking a decision which even the statute does not permit, the High Courts and Supreme Court has taken a view that we will not venture into that. And therefore, Singh Enterprises has been followed by Agrawal Enterprises or by Gujarat High Court in Agrawal Enterprises, and they have said that if something is not condonable by the first appellate authority, it is not condonable by any statutory authority, meaning thereby neither by the second appellate authority, nor by the third appellate authority, nor by the fourth appellate authority, which is Supreme Court. I hope I have given a clear-cut answer. सर मुझे कुछ लोग इसलिए बुलाते हैं और कुछ लोग इसलिए नहीं बुलाते हैं. कि जो है वो मैं बोलने में बिल्कुल झिझक नहीं करता एंड वो लीपापोती मुझे नहीं आती। जो फैक्ट है वो ये है, आपके कोई भी मैटर्स ट्राइब्यूनल के अंदर पावर नहीं है कि वो उसको कंडोन कर सके। लार्जर बेंच हैज़ बिन कॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड, यू ऑल आर अवेयर। दिल्ली में प्रिंसिपल बेंच में देर इज अ लार्जर बेंच कॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड। नाउ द नेक्स्ट हियरिंग इज ऑन 20th of July. Amicus Query has been appointed. He will have to give his views, but no view can be over and above Singh Enterprises. Just give me 1 minute. So finally that view will be taken. So what is the remedy? So I'll give you an answer to that remedy also to my limited understanding. Then Sunil sir is there, Nitin sir, all the seniors and stalwarts of the profession are there. My limited understanding and the information says that the government is working on this. ये केवल एक ही व्यक्ति कर सकता है, वो है गवर्नमेंट. This cannot be done by any of the courts. Neither the statutory courts, that is appellate forums, first, second, third, fourth, nor the writ forums. It can be done only and only by the government. And therefore, I have been informed that they are considering an amnesty scheme for the appeals which have lapsed. जो अपीलें लैप्स हो गई हैं, उन पहले भी लेके आए थे एक बार, वापस से लेके आने के लिए है. एंड होपफुली इट विल बी इन दी दिवाली गिफ्ट आपको मिल जाएगा शायद. सो द रिक्वेस्ट इज टू कीप योर मैटर्स अलाइव. कीप योर मैटर्स अलाइव टिल दैट टाइम. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, प्रिंसिपल बेंच हैज ऑलरेडी टेकन कॉग्निजेंस, लार्जर बेंच हैज ऑलरेडी बीन कॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड, they will already adjudicating, they have already clubbed all the appeals which have been filed till date. So आप live रखेंगे कैसे? Everything will be disposed. Please go to the High Court with this question of law, that whether High Court has power to condone this or not, and keep it pending at the High Court level. This is my view, this is my suggestion, that if your matter gets disposed in the tribunal against you and you want to really take the remedy of alternate in the statute, then you can certainly wait. They are working on a alternate remedy amnesty scheme wherein they can come out with some extra pre-deposit to be paid and the time will be extended. This is what has been informed to me. Another very important judgment which I would like to each one of you to keep a note of is D.Y. Bittal and Suncraft. D.Y. Bittal ने बोला कि अगर वो बोलते हैं कि आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल हो गया, आपके सप्लायर ने पेमेंट नहीं किया, तो भैया आपने उसके सामने क्या एक्शन लिया? First you will have to take action against that supplier of yours, and then if nothing is happening, then you can come. Even this is recorded in GST Council minutes also, they have appreciated this point. But here the important aspect is, हम सब हाप कर रहे हैं on शांति किरण, correct? जो अभी recent judgment आया सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, शांति किरण has said that if the registration is cancelled of the supplier, and when you have made the procurements at that point in time, the registration was well in present, in active, then in that case आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा and you will be getting the credit. The credit cannot be solely denied on the basis that your registration or your supplier has been cancelled. Unfortunately, Gujarat High Court has dealt with this issue in Maruti Enterprises and taken a adverse view that 16(2)(c) is not only intra-virus but also such issues cannot be taken forward, and therefore law has to be strictly interpreted when it comes to a tax law. Now I'll go to the second limb. There are many judgments which I can discuss, but because of the paucity of time, I have only 15 minutes left. So because of the end, Rikin bhai मुझे बहुत ध्यान से देख रहे हैं, expectations देख रहे हैं. I'll complete within time, sir. I'll complete 2 minutes ago, because we need to respect time. Now please understand, when it comes to drafting, अच्छा पहले मैं एक क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछता हूँ. I am not in a position to afford asking questions and getting in answers, but still I am taking this liberty. हम में से कितने लोग ये समझते हैं या मानते हैं कि ड्राफ्टिंग इज एन आर्ट? ओके. Why it is an art? Anyone? Why we say that it is an art? Okay, okay. Fine. Anyone else? चलिए, मैं अपना थॉट प्रोसेस अगर आपको शेयर करूं, एज पर माई लिमिटेड अंडरस्टैंडिंग, ड्राफ्टिंग इज a mix of art and science. It can never be an art, only art. It has to be blended with science. And when I say science, you all are blending the art with science because you are giving the accurate calculations, the reconciliations. What is that? Is it an art? The way of presentation of that calculation can be an art. But calculation can never be an art, it is a science. No drafting can be completed unless it is blended with a proper science. And therefore, strategization and assimilation of the strategies with the tactics of arguments is what makes the draft complete. So therefore, when it comes to drafting something, you have to be very well read about what is the question to be addressed. Unfortunately, what I have observed in last 3-4 years, उसके पहले वो उतना नहीं था, ये AI has taken over our mind. क्लॉड, वो चैट GPT. सर एक बात बताएं, सब यहाँ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स बैठे हैं, मैं भी फॉर्चुनेटली पास हो गया था CA, मैंने भी आर्टिकलशिप की, वी ऑल हैव गॉन थ्रू द सेम प्रोसेस. कैन एन आर्टिकल क्लर्क be completely relied upon, howsoever senior he is, be completely relied upon and a signature can be marked in the audit report? Although off the record I know most of the people are doing it, but क्या हम कर सकते हैं lawfully? Can we rely? Yes, we can rely. But क्या हम आँख बंद के साइन कर सकते हैं उस audit report पे which has been prepared by an article clerk? My answer is no. We have to use our experience, our judicious mind, our knowledge, our understanding of the subject, and then we need to check it or verify or cross-verify before signing it. That is what I understand. Same is the role of AI. मुझे क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है AI से क्या बेनिफिट हुआ सर? नितिन सर मुझे एक जजमेंट चाहिए था, so I would have informed my junior. Now that junior वो मेरी लाइब्रेरी में गया, लाइब्रेरी से सर्च करके 20 किताब लेके उठा के लेके आया, CTR, ITR, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, एंड देन आई वाज आस्क्ड टू सर्च, उसमें से निकाला मैंने, फिर वो जजमेंट मुझे मिला आफ्टर एन एफर्ट ऑफ 2 hours. अनलेस आई हैड ऑल दोज साइटेशंस रिटन विद मी, जो हमारे बॉसेस करते थे. अनफॉर्चुनेटली हम आलसी आदमी, वी हैव नॉट डन दैट. सो वी वर रिसर्चिंग इट एंड ट्राइंग टू लोकेट. Only that 2 hours can be saved by that AI. But after that 2 hours, when the judgment was given to me, reading that judgment threadbare, not the head note, and then identifying the identical issues into that, identical issues to my issue, identifying the paragraphs, and then drafting a reply, the time consumption is same what was earlier and what is now after the AI. Unfortunately, I have seen many appeals, sir. I'm sorry to say this. मैंने बहुत सारे अभी अपील्स देखे हैं जो जी स्टेट में फाइल हुए हैं, जो फाइल होने जा रहे हैं, कुछ वेट होने के लिए मेरे पास आए हैं दूसरे कलीग चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स के. Those are prepared from AI. They have used AI tools. Now AI tool also needs training. आर्टिकल क्लर्क को 3 साल ट्रेनिंग देते हो आप. Then he gets trained and then he is finalizing his book, the audit reports, the books of accounts and everything. Till he is trained, he is not able to do anything. So AI cannot be, unless you are training him as per your knowledge, as per your acquaintance and as per your requirements. AI will not be able to help us. So therefore, drafting when it comes, please use AI, no problem. But use your experience, vet everything that you draft, only then you move further. And therefore, I always say, आप लेट से let me go step by step. आप शो कॉज नोटिस का रिप्लाई ड्राफ्ट कर रहे हो. So till the issuance of show cause notice, whatever proceedings are conducted, you have to be very much clear about all the facts. Finally, see, quasi-judicial authority before whom you will be appearing for show cause notice, or the first appellate authority or second appellate authority, are fact-finding forums. So therefore, you have to be master of facts. You cannot take the liberty of only identifying the question of law involved and then forget about the facts. So आप अगर मास्टर ऑफ फैक्ट्स बनना चाहते हो तो आपको हर डॉक्यूमेंट, चाहे वो ASMT 10 है, रिप्लाई टू ASMT 10 है, देन DRC 01 कैपिटल A है, देन DRC 01 और शो कॉज नोटिस है, एवरी डॉक्यूमेंट यू विल हैव टू रीड थ्रेडबेयर एंड देन प्रिपेयर अ रिप्लाई. So what I have observed in GST era is that most of us are only dealing with the show cause notice. मोटा मोटी देख लिया ऊपर क्या है, अच्छा बोगस का एलिगेशन है, बोगस में चले गए, देख लिया. बट देन यू हैव टू सब्सटैंशिएट ईच एलिगेशन विद ए corroborative evidence. Jatin bhai was saying it's a dual responsibility, sir. Please understand, it's not from one side. There is a term which is, you all are aware, na, burden of proof. You all are aware, and you all are aware of the onus of proof. Burden never shifts. So when the department is alleging, let's say section 74 जो जतिन भाई ने शेयर किया, if department is alleging section 74, then the burden lies on the department to prove that there was section 74 and the evidence were there. So it has to be, allegation has to be corroborated with the evidences. If there is no corroborative evidence, then there is no allegation. Allegation will not sustain. At the same time, when the burden shifts to you, that is the onus shifts to you, you also have to reply back, and all those replies have to be corroborated with the evidences. And those evidences you will be able to put forth only when you have read the entire show cause notice and dealt with that. So therefore I'll say that drafting में आप दो चीज़ों का ध्यान रखें जो मैं करता हूँ, मेरे एक्सपीरियंस से वो relevant लगता है मुझे. Before venturing into the reply, before jumping into the merits, कि नहीं सर उस वक्त तो इसका चालू था, 2A में दिख रहा था, all credits are legible, I have recorded in my books of accounts, blah blah, whatever you are arguing. Bifurcate your reply into two parts. One can be the technical flaws and the jurisdictional aspects, and second can be the merits. So आप जब technical aspects में जाएंगे, then you can point out the jurisdictional issues into that. जो जतिन भाई ने शेयर किया, ऐसे बहुत सारे jurisdictional issue हो सकते हैं. Let me give one example. I argued one matter wherein in my GSTR 2A there was a credit of 20 crores being reflected. I have not claimed that credit. Department has issued a show cause notice to me saying that 20 crores rupees को आप reverse करिए. Now tell me, the credit which I have never availed, can the department ask me to reverse it merely on the basis that it is being reflected in my 2A? Anyone? Yes वाले कौन है? Can department do this? So therefore this is a jurisdictional error, and I have seen the reply of that. He has replied anything and everything. He has replied everything on merits that he is not my supplier. मैंने उससे कुछ माल ही नहीं खरीदा, 5 साल पहले खरीदा था, उसके ये इनवॉइस है, अभी तक कुछ गुड्स ही नहीं लिया, तो कैसे मैं उसका क्रेडिट रिवर्स करूं? But he has not pointed out the law. What is the law? 73, 74 में क्या बोलता है? Input tax credit wrongly availed or utilized. Does it say input tax credit available in your GSTR 2A or being reflected in your 2A? No, it is not saying that. It is saying availed or utilized. Unless you avail an input tax credit which was ineligible, where is the question of reversal? So therefore this is a pure jurisdictional issue, that he do not have a jurisdiction to go into that. And therefore if he has no jurisdiction, where is the question of issuing a show cause notice to me? So therefore first endeavor should be, whenever we want to go for the this replies, I'll try to state a steps. First step I would do is preliminary objections, both on technical flaws as well as on merits. That is the first step I would do. Second is a statement of facts. I am again reiterating, with all humbleness I am asking each one of you, please be master of facts. No requirement of having a great knowledge of all the judgments which has been passed by the writ courts and you are made aware on WhatsApp. अभी क्लाइंट भी फ़ोन करता है सर, क्लाइंट फ़ोन करता है, यार अविनाश जी आपको इतना मालूम नहीं है, अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने शांति किरण का जजमेंट दिया है सर, आप उसको दे दो ऑफिसर को, ऑफिसर विल हैव टू ड्रॉप इट, सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट है। मैंने बोला सर आपने कहाँ पढ़ा वो जजमेंट? बोले वो व्हाट्सएप पे आया था मेरे पास, एक दूसरे सीए ने भेजा था। मैंने कहा सर आपने पूरा पढ़ा है क्या वो? तो बोले 100% उसमें लिखा हुआ था कि जीएसटी है, जीएसटी में भी ये नहीं मिलेगा। मैंने कहा सर पहले तो दिल्ली वैट का था, उसको ऑलरेडी गुजरात हाईकोर्ट ने डिस्टिंग्विश कर दिया है, बोल दिया दिल्ली वैट के जो प्रोविजंस थे वो पैरी मटीरियल नहीं है। नहीं कुछ नहीं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला है। पॉइंट इज व्हाट्सएप पे आप रिलाई करिए, इट्स वेरी गुड, एम्पल ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन इज एट टाइम्स वेरी डेंजरस, वो आप खाली कंसीडर करिए। वॉट एवर यू रिसीव ना, प्लीज डू नॉट रीड। और मैं एक और रिकमेंड करूंगा, आई एम नॉट अगेंस्ट दैट सर, मैं भी वो यूज़ करता हूँ, टैक्समैन, विल जीएसटी, ये एससीसी ऑनलाइन, यू रीड एवरीथिंग, देयर आर हेड नोट्स, डोंट रीड हेड नोट्स, रीड द जजमेंट फर्स्ट। इट्स अ हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट। अभी जितना मेस हो रहा है दैट इज ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ दिस हेड नोट्स। अभी एक हेड नोट घूम रहा था, प्राइम मेटल, जतिन भाई का एक मैटर है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसको डिसमिस किया एक ऑब्जर्वेशन के साथ। व्हाट वाज द मैटर? मैटर वाज कि सप्लायर का रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल हो गया, वो चले गए, तो हाई कोर्ट हैज सेड कि नहीं, देयर इज एन अल्टरनेट रेमेडी, यू गो फॉर दैट अल्टरनेट रेमेडी। दे वेंट टू द सुप्रीम कोर्ट। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला वी विल नॉट वेंचर इनटू दैट, if you want to file appeal within 8 weeks, pay pre-deposit, and the question of 16(2)(c we are leaving open, you can approach the appropriate forum, this is prime metals, आप judgment निकाल के पढ़िएगा। Observation of the Supreme Court was the question of vagaries of section 16(2)(c is kept open, you can approach the appropriate forum। पूरे WhatsApp पे क्या घूम रहा था? 16(2)(c has been dismissed by Supreme Court। सर उन्होंने ये बोला था कि 16(2)(c विल नॉट बी डीलिंग एट दिस फोरम, यू कैन गो बैक टू द हाई कोर्ट, चैलेंज द वायरीज ऑफ 16(2)(c एंड टेक इट अहेड। सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज नॉट एडजुडिकेटेड ऑन 16(2)(c, सो देयरफॉर प्लीज बी वेरी क्लियर अबाउट द जजमेंट्स दैट यू आर रिलाइंग अपॉन, अनलेस इट इज एन आइडेंटिकल फैक्ट। प्योर क्वेश्चन ऑफ लॉ छोड़ दीजिए, अनलेस इट इज एन आइडेंटिकल फैक्ट्स, प्लीज डू नॉट रिलाई ऑन दोज जजमेंट्स वाइल मेकिंग अ रिप्लाई। आपका रिप्लाई 500 पेज का होगा कि 5 पेज का होगा, इट डजंट मैटर। लेट मी शेयर वन मोर एक्सपीरियंस। मैं सीए का जब स्टूडेंट था, आज भी स्टूडेंट हूँ, अब मैं लॉ का स्टूडेंट हूँ, तो सीए का स्टूडेंट था, तो एक पेपर होता था, मेरे समय में बहुत टफ होता था, दैट वाज डायरेक्ट टैक्सेस। सो डायरेक्ट टैक्स के पेपर में जो जितने आजू बाजू में बैठे थे वो भर भर के केस लॉज लिखते थे, जजमेंट, सेक्शन नंबर, फलाना फलाना जजमेंट्स। आई वॉज नॉट नोइंग एनी जजमेंट, आई वॉज नॉट रिमेंबरिंग दी सेक्शंस ऑल्सो। आई स्कोर्ड 94 मार्क्स इन डायरेक्ट टैक्सेस, दैट वॉज ऑल टाइम हाइएस्ट, अभी तक वो ब्रेक नहीं हुआ है सर। पॉइंट हियर इज, इट इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट टू राइट मोर, वॉट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट इज कंटेंट, एंड कंटेंट शुड बी bifurcated on merits as well as on technicalities, jurisdictional issues, authority of law, the limitation, because C-state में, ITAT में majority judgments जो मैंने देखे हैं उड़ते हुए 50%, that is on limitation. So statement of facts, you should be well crafted about, well knowledgeable about the statement, the facts of the matter. Thereafter point wise rebuttal, whatever is alleged in the show cause notice, पहले आप टेक्निकल जाइए, फिर मेरिट्स पे पॉइंट वाइज आपका रिब्यूटल होना चाहिए अलॉन्ग विद द कोरबोरेटिव एविडेंसेस, देन द लीगल ग्राउंड्स, एंड लास्ट वुड बी द प्रेसिडेंस। हमारे में सबसे पहले प्रेसिडेंस होता है जो अभी रिप्लाईज आती हैं, In Suncraft, the Honorable Apex Court has decided, Suncraft was dismissed. Suncraft, the High Court, the Supreme Court has not decided. They have said that we are not entertaining, we are not interfering into that. Where is the question of decision? It has no precedence. Precedence is of Calcutta High Court. So precedences आप last में लीजिए. And one more last request would be कि prayer should be very concise, very precise, and to the point. What exactly you are demanding, what relief you are seeking. I'll again share one of my experience. I used to play Ranji Trophy for my state. तो हमें वहाँ पे सिखाया गया था कि बच्चे अगर आपको दिख रहा है कि वो आउट है, एम्पायर को भी दिख रहा है वो आउट है, लेकिन जब तक आप अपील नहीं करोगे ना आपको नहीं मिलेगा. Getting this point. So therefore that prayer is of extreme importance as per me. हम जनरली क्या करते हैं, पूरी थियोरी लिख देते हैं, पूरा थीसिस होता है, पूरा पीएचडी का थीसिस उसके अंदर लिखते हैं, लेकिन प्रेयर में on the above submissions kindly quash and set aside the order. अरे what is this quash and set aside the order? Why to quash and set aside the order? That should be specifically written as per my limited understanding. Or if there is an alternate prayer also, please mention that alternate prayer. आप 20 prayer लिखेंगे आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है सर, 2 पेज ज़्यादा प्रिंट करने पड़ेंगे, लेकिन there may be a situation. I'll give one other example. नितिन सर will be appreciating this. एक ITIT में मैंने आर्ग्यू किया सर एक मैटर, that was in section 36(1) clause 5A, bonus that provident fund. एम्प्लॉयज से प्रोविडेंट फंड अगर आपने डिडक्ट किया और डिले फाइल किया तो वो डिसअलाउ हो जाता है, करेक्ट ना? सो देयर इज अ जजमेंट ऑफ चेकमेट. सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज सेड कि नथिंग डूइंग. देयर वर वेरियस जजमेंट ऑफ मल्टीपल हाई कोर्ट जहाँ पे डिफरेंट व्यूज लिए गए थे. गुजरात हाई कोर्ट वाज अगेंस्ट अस, केरला, बॉम्बे, ऑल वर इन फेवर ऑफ द टैक्स पेयर. इट वेंट टू द सुप्रीम कोर्ट, चेकमेट अगेन फ्रॉम गुजरात. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा नथिंग डूइंग, लॉ है ये, लॉ क्लियरली सेज कि अगर नहीं मिलेगा तो नहीं मिलेगा, गॉन. Sir, please appreciate now, just give me 2 minutes to understand this. मेरा perspective क्या है? I have already stated that unless you challenge the law, you will have to follow the law. So in all those judgments, all were through appeal mechanism, and therefore the law was not challenged. 36(1)(5)(a) का वायरिस चैलेंज नहीं था, चेकमेट में भी नहीं था, GSRTC में भी नहीं था. There was no virus which was challenged. So therefore the Supreme Court said, since the law is not challenged, you will have to follow the law. You cannot deviate from it. So what I have done, now this is a settled law. ITIT cannot go beyond it. ITIT ने कहा, sir, Mr. Podar, this argument we cannot tender, and therefore we will have to dismiss it on the basis of checkmate. मैं कहा, sir, do one thing. After and before this judgment, I have challenged the virus of this particular provision in Gujarat High Court, which it admitted. And therefore, please record in the order that if that particular judgment is in favor of the assessee, then the relief will be given in this matter also. एक सिंगल लाइन का ऑब्जर्वेशन ले लिया, इससे फायदा क्या होगा सर? अगर मैं वायरिस में जीतता हूँ गुजरात हाई कोर्ट में एंड फाइनली इन सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑल्सो, तो इन ऑल प्रोबेबिलिटीज जो मैटर में अभी हारा था, दैट विल गेट रिवाइव्ड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट वन लाइनर. आई गेटिंग द पॉइंट? सो the importance is of prayer. So I prayed before Lordship that Lordship, I am aware that you are going to follow checkmate, but this is my request, this is the judgment, this is the admission order of Gujarat High Court. Sir, ये consider कर लीजिए और उसमें लिख दीजिए कि अगर ये फेवर में आता है तो ये केस वापस रिवाइव हो जाएगा, and then you can claim the relief on the basis of this judgment. So that important is prayer. And I'll conclude by saying this. Some golden rules which I'll just trying to summarize. Precision in fact wins more cases than precedences. I'm repeating. Precision in facts, you have to be expert of facts, wins more cases than the precedences. Case laws judgment नहीं जिताते सर, आपका नहीं जिताता केस, facts आपके जिताते. The way you present is a different art, but the importance is of the facts of the matter. Each matter is different. Use precedent as a scalpel, not as a shield. कट करने के लिए. So therefore always remember, अगर कोई judgment आपके against में भी है, कोई jurisprudence आपके against में भी है, don't shy away from quoting it. Quote and distinguish. Then it will be appreciated. So use as a scalpel, not as a shield. With this, I am extremely thankful to WRC and the entire committee for giving me this opportunity. Thank you for the patience hearing. क्या करूं? निकाल लो। अभी मैं आपका मोबाइल ले जाता हूँ उधर।
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful session, and I would request Nilesh Bhai for a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Rikin sir, Vice Chairman WRC, and other dignitaries on and off the dais and my members. Thank you for giving the opportunity to give a vote of thanks to a learned speaker, Avinash Podar sir. But sir, जैसे आपने बोला था, sorry बोलते हो कोर्ट में, so आज हम एक sorry बोलेंगे. Now I'm adding one more word, Master, Advocate, Doctor, CA Avinash Podar sir. So thank you for giving your wonderful presentation on this and giving your valuable time and for giving a time on this session. So with a big round of applause, let's congratulate sir for this session. And now we will have a change of dais, and I would request our next speaker to please come on the dais. Sunil sir.
We are immediately starting the
Yeah, we are immediately starting, yeah, please.